worship him. Sisters and brothers, it's simple, it's easy. It's right there. He knocking at the door. All thing you gotta do is answer. But you're scared to answer because you're locked in another man's house. Locked in another man's prison, man. You'll never get out of that psychological prison until you open the door and Christ set you free. Woo! Read on.
Chapter 9 and verse 13.
Bring it up.
As it is written.
As it is written. Read.
Jacob have I loved.
Jacob have I loved. Read.
But Esau.
But who?
But Esau.
The so-called white man. Read.
Have I hated.
Sister and brother, we've been to school before. I know 1 + 1, 2 + 2, 2 × 2 = 4. I know these things. So you mean to tell me my English teacher didn't tell me past tense? And what's the future tense? Indeed. Mean that's past tense. These brothers ain't even dropped out of 8th grade, but they're going to try to tell you how to read. The Most High said, as it is written. As it is written. And when the Most High writes something, you can't take it back. Jacob have I loved. The Most High said he used to love Jacob. He don't love him anymore. Esau have I hated. Esau used to hate Esau, but I don't hate him anymore. Sister and brother, this is the beginning of this class right here. Please tune in.
That's right.
Esau is not the white man.
That's right.
He is Jacob's brother. Please believe this, sisters and brothers. Please believe this. What we at, Brother Nate?
14.
Okay. No. 13 and 9, right?
Yes, sir. 9:13.
9:13. Read on.
Verse 14.
What
shall we say then?
What shall we say then? Read.
Is there unrighteousness with God?
So, that's a question, brothers and sisters. There is a question mark after that. Is there unrighteousness with God because he said that he don't love Jacob anymore and he loved Esau? Is there unrighteousness with that? Man.
All right, shalom. This your boy Yahawah coming at you with another lesson. But first and foremost, we definitely gotta give all praises to Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ha Rakah Kodash Ma Amath. Definitely want to give double honors to the apostles of JMS and the elders. Definitely want to give honors to my elder Ahar Bon Yasha Allah the Lions Den Camp, located in Jacksonville, Florida. Shalom to the sincere Aki and Aquati, and I believe in sincerity and the truth. Shalom. All right, so this video is gonna be just a correction video. Going into Romans 9 and 13, the man was basically just saying that the Lord, that Yahawah, right, the Heavenly Father's true name, Yahawashi, his only begotten Son's true name, right, that the man was basically saying that Yahawah doesn't love Jacob anymore, and he doesn't hate Esau anymore. Instead, it's vice versa, right? Now he hates Jacob, and he loves Esau. Right, and a few things came to my mind when I was hearing this, because this video, I was watching Apostle Tar's video, and he named it "Old Boy," and basically it's showing us how this man was going off, basically, saying that Esau is not the Caucasian race, right? And even though Job 9:24 says the world was given into the hands of the wicked, right? So. And he covered the faces of the judges thereof. Who did all of that? Right? Who's in charge? Right? So this is why you got to be careful of these false prophets, man. Right? And stay diligent in this truth. Stay, looking for Yahawah, right? Looking for Yahawashi, right? Keeping your eyes open, your ears open, right? Because he's calling for us, man. Right. While he's calling for us, he has Yahawah has Satan out there doing his wickedly work, right? Trying to bring people into confusion, right? As this man who was just talking, right? As that man is doing, basically. So not only with that, he also was basically making this, if Jacob is hated now by the Lord, right, that will make King David and Yahawah null and void, and make them false kings and false prophets. And yes, King David was the first king to become a true prophet, right? And the Lord ordained it. Yahweh ordained it to go through his bloodline, for them to be rulers and prophets. Right. So this is Romans 9:13. Let's go into it a little bit. Again, this is a correction video. The Lord still hates Esau, and the Lord still loves Jacob, right? Because that's the inheritance. That's where the bloodline went, right? Yahawah comes from the bloodline of Jacob. He doesn't come from Esau. So this man even saying that the Lord hates Jacob now is blasphemy against Yahawah. But I digress. Let's go into it. Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? So the man was saying, is there unrighteousness with God because he hates Jacob now and loves Esau? Right? Is there unrighteousness in the Most High Yahawah by him hating his only begotten son? Like it doesn't make sense. So it says, for he saith to Moses, right? And again, now this is the book of Romans written by Paul. So if that happened, if the Lord hates Jacob, why was Paul following Yahawah? Because Yahawah comes from the bloodline of Jacob. Make it make sense, sir. Why would Paul be writing about Yahawah and quoting, from previous books? You can go into Ezra and in Malachi, right? Quoting from these books when he's following the same man that's come from those bloodlines. So if the quote is that he used to love Jacob, but now he hates Jacob, and he used to hate Esau, but now he loves Esau, why would why would Paul, who is from the tribe of Benjamin, right, who's also an Israelite, follow another Israelite named Yahawah that comes from the tribe of Judah if the Lord hated them? Why would he even add that quote in the scriptures? It don't make sense. Both of them are Israelites. So basically, Paul is telling people that the Lord hates Jacob and he loves Esau. Oh my goodness, people. It makes your head hurt, man. All right, so it says, for he saith, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahawah? Yahawah forbid. For he saith, right, and that's really the point. Yahawah forbid. Right? The Lord he will love who he wants, and he will chasten who he wants. Right? It says, for he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. Right? And that compassion is for Jacob and his seed, not for Esau and his seed. Right? Because why would he set Yahawah out to be the ultimate sacrifice? All right, the Lord doesn't change. Let's go to Malachi 3:6 real quick before we dive deeper into it. All right, this is Malachi 3:6. For I am the Lord Yahawah, I change not. And why doesn't the Lord change? Right, he gave you the answer. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. That sounds like he still got love for us. Let's go to Malachi 1:2. I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahawah. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Right, and that's what that man is saying. That's basically what he's saying. Right, the Lord doesn't love us. He hates us. He loves Esau. Was not Esau's Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord Yahawah, yet I love Jacob. He said, I loved Esau, right? He know about Esau. That's his brother, but I love Jacob. I don't rock with Esau. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, right, and this is why the Lord hates them. right? And he still hates them, but we're going to get into that later on in the video. It says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, right? The God of hosts, right? The God of armies. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. So the man just sat there and said that the Caucasian, the white man, is not the wicked. He is not Esau, right? Then why does it say here, verse 4, right? So if the white man is not Esau, right, why does it say, whereas Edom saith, right? So this is talk about Edom, right? Esau's people, his lineage. Where we are impoverished, but we will return and build desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. Why would the Lord throw it down? If he loved Esau so much, why would he throw it down? Okay. And they shall call them the border of wickedness. So Esau is the border of wickedness. Now, if you go to Job 9:24, matter of fact, before we go there, we're just going to finish this up. The border of wickedness, right? So Esau, the Lord is calling Esau the border of wickedness. The people against whom the Lord Yahawah have indignation forever. He has indignation against Esau forever. So what do you mean he loves Esau now and hates Jacob? He has an indignation against them forever. All right, so let's go to Job 9:24 real quick. Because he said Esau is not the white man. Now we just sat there and read that Edom, right, is being called the border of wickedness by the Most High Himself, right, and that the Most High has an indignation against that race of people forever. Jacob's twin brother forever, right? Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Who did that? Who is running the world right now? Who is running the money? Who is in charge of all the resources? Come on, man. It says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? Esau, Edom, right? Today, if you look around, that is the Caucasian race going into the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, right? Into these banking families who set up Israel, right? The nation of Israel, the 48ers, right? Who the scriptures go into about destroying that land and destroying Babylon, right? Which is Amalek, and using Teman, which is Russia, right? Gog, the land of Magog, right? To bring up the BRICS nation to destroy Israel, the nation, the land of Israel, and to destroy the land of America and the system of America. It says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who's running the banks? Esau, Edom, the Caucasian race, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, right? So on and so on. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Who did that? Who covered up the faces of the judges? Who covered up the faces of all the saints? Right? Russia is just now putting out pictures and places in Ethiopia, right? Of putting out pictures of old murals and paintings of the prophets, showing that they were melanated men, showing you that the Yahawah was a melanated man, as it states in the scriptures, not a Caucasian man who covered up the faces of the judges, Caesar Borgia. All right, so now let's jump to this second Esdras. All right, this is second Esdras 6. Let's start off at 8. Second Esdras 6 and 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham, this is the rundown, unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, So if Esau was the one that was being loved and Jacob was the one that was being hated, why does Esau have an ending? Why does the kingdom and the system of Esau have an ending? It says, for Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning. Jacob is the beginning. So how did Jacob go from being loved then hated if Jacob is going to be the beginning after Esau's fall? Make it make sense, sir. For Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question? Edris asked thou not. I answered then and said, O Lord, that bearest rule if I have found favor in thy sight. And it just further goes on into basically the whole rundown of what's coming to pass. Right? The Lord coming to visit the world that he created. Right? Going into civil war and war, men coming against men, and basically going into the whole, revelations, basically, going into Jacob's trouble and us being saved out of it, right? But if you go from there to chapter 7, right, as we were just reading, right, Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? So let's jump down get straight to the point. I'm trying not to make this too long. I was going to read from from verse 1 to down to 11. Let's run it. Second Esdras 7:1. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been set unto me the nights afar. And he said unto me, Up, Esdras, basically telling Esdras to get up and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that is, he's given a parable, that it might be deep and great, but put the case, the entrance were, right? So think about it like this, basically is what he's saying. The entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? There is also another thing, a city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of full of all good things. Like the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If the city now were given into a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, and this is the point, how shall he receive his inheritance, man? Right? So we going through all of this, right? Going down that straight, narrow path, man, right? Of righteousness, leading us to Yahawah and the kingdom, man. Why you think we're going through all this? Why you think we fit the curses, right? The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Why do you think that we are going through all this? Why did he put us through all of this? Now, he just explained this. If you go back a chapter, back in chapter 6, right before verse 7, he goes into detail of basically we have to be put through the furnace, man, of affliction, right? We have to go through certain things to be able to come out and appreciate what he's going to give us, right? He's just not going to give something to a spoiled brat, right? He has to teach us. We have to learn how to appreciate. We have to learn how to be righteous for us to become fully righteous, right? It's freely given, right? And he's doing it for his name's sake, but it's a learning process, man. That's why Jacob is still being loved today, because we are still learning, right? He's still molding us. He's still perfecting us, right? And right now he's building up the tabernacle of David, right? bringing in the sheep back to the sheepfold, right? Preparing us for that marriage, right? He's not preparing Esau and them for the marriage. He's preparing Jacob. He's preparing the Israelites, man, for the marriage, man. The elect, the 144 men and the 1/3 men, women, and children. Right? He's preparing us for the salvation and for the wedding. So the path was made narrow, right? For Jacob, right? So that way we wouldn't be destroyed fully. He could have cut the path off, right? But he left the path open for Jacob. He didn't leave the path open for Esau, right? That's why we go through what we go through. That's why the faces of the judges was covered up. That's why we went through slavery, not Esau, right? We the ones went through the Atlantic slave trade, get our babies being fed to alligators, being raped, being sold for cigarettes and liquor, being whipped continuously, being put in hot boxes, being drugged and behind carriages, being pulled from horses, from one horse pulling to the left and one horse pulling to the right, being strung up from trees, man, hanging from trees. We can go on and on. And those are the curses, right? The ones that fall under curses, the ones he truly loves. Those are the ones, just like your children. If you have children, if they mess up, you're gonna whoop their behind to correct them. You're gonna punish them. The other kids, you just gonna look at them and be like, man, get your ass up out of here. It's like, you gotta understand who you worshiping, man. All right, so I just wanted to go into that to show you that we the ones that are going through the affliction, man. Right? The laws was given to us, so we're the ones that's going through the curses, not Esau. Right? But it's the kingdom is for the ones that have to go through it. Right? So it says, if the city, verse 9 again, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said unto me, he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Not Esau, not Amalek, not Teman, not the Edomites, not Idumea. Israel's, even so also is Israel's portion. Our portion is to go through it on this side, right, to be able to make it into the kingdom and be made perfect. He's not going to give that to no other people. That promise is not set for any other people, especially not Esau, bro. Right? The Lord has an indignation against him forever. But Jacob's portion, right, which is Yahawah, right, that is our inheritance. It's the Most High himself and what he has given, what he has promised us. The kingdom under Yahawah. All right, so my boy tried it and basically tried to make it seem like Yahawah and King David, right, is being hated by the Lord right now. Right, so Hebrews 7:14, right, our Lord sprung out of Judah. Right, just to make it quick, 7:14. No. All right, for it is, this Hebrews 7:14, for it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood, right? But King David did. Right, we're going to get into that, but I'm just bringing that out to show you that Yahawah sprang from the bloodline of Judah, right? And Judah is one of Jacob's children, right? So Revelations 22 and 16, right? I, Yahawah, have sent my angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright and morning star. All right, so Yahawah, right, sprang out of David. Let's go to Isaiah 11:1. It's like, and there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the spirit of the Lord Yahawah shall rest upon him, and the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord Yahawah, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord Yahawah. And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. Right, this is Yahawah, man. Right, that come through the bloodline of Jesse. Right, so you're not going to make it seem like Yahawah hates Jacob now. He hates King David. He hates Yahawah. Like, you was tripping, man. So King David, right, let's go to First Chronicles real quick, 28. King David, right, was set up to be a ruler, right, and a king, right, and for his bloodline to be rulers and kings, right. First Chronicles, I'm gonna jump straight to the point. Chapter 28, verse 4. Howbeit the Lord, right, Yahawah, power of Israel, chose me before all the house of my father. Now this King David talking. To be king over Israel forever, right? Because we know in the kingdom, Yahawah, right, is going to be at the top seat in the kingdom, right, right here on earth, right? And then it's going to be under him in Europe. It's going to be King David, right? So King David is still going to be in one of those ruler seats, right? Right under Yahawah. Howbeit the Lord Yahawah, power of Israel, chose me before all the house of my father to be king over Israel forever. For he hath chosen Judah to be the ruler, right? Yahawah, right? Judah, right? The bloodline of Judah is the ruler, and of the house of Judah, right? The house of my father, and among the sons of my father, he liked me to make me king over all Israel. And of all my sons, for the Lord Yahawah hath given me many sons, he hath chosen Solomon my son to sit upon the throne of the kingdom of the Lord Yahawah over Israel. Right, so showing you that Yahawah set up King David, which comes from the bloodline of Judah, right? Set him up and his whole lineage, his whole bloodline, to be kings, rulers, and prophets and priestess. Right, so we're gonna go. And you can read, matter of fact, we're just going to go to Sirach 45 and 25. Right, just to back that up. Right. According to the covenant made with David, son of Jesse, of the tribe of Judah, right, showing you the lineage, that the inheritance of the king should be to his posterity alone. So the inheritance of Aaron should also be unto his seed. And the inheritance of Aaron, you can read that in Numbers 18, just going into basically them being set up to be priests, right? And to be prophets, right? So King David, right, we can back that up in Acts. Let's go to Acts chapter 2, verse 30. Therefore, right, this is talking about King David. I'll go up a verse. It says, Acts 2 and 29, men and brethren, let me freely speak unto you of the patriarch David, that he is both dead and buried. Now this is talking about David, and his sepulchre is with us until this day. Therefore, being a prophet and knowing, right, so that was one of the titles of David, right? Him and his family being set up to be rulers and to have basically take on the inheritance of Aaron, right, which is the Levites being priestess, being prophets, right, which hence, yes, Moses didn't speak of you know, Yahawah being a prophet, right, or a prophet coming through that bloodline, but King David was set up to take on that rulership, him and his family, to take on the rulership of Israel as a whole, and to be prophets, and to take on the inheritance of the Levites, or the inheritance of Aaron, being prophets and priests, right? Which shows you how important King David and King Yahawah is, right? Showing you that they was kings, they were set up to be rulers, and they were set up to be prophets and priests, right? Showing you the importance on that, showing you that Yahawah didn't stop loving Jacob. This just don't make no sense. All right, it says verse 29 again. Men and brethren, let me freely speak unto you of the patriarch David, that he both is dead and buried, and his sepulchre is with us until this day. Therefore, being a prophet, and knowing that the Most High Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua has sworn with an oath to him that of the first, that of the fruits of his loins, according to the flesh, he will raise up Hamashiach, meaning an anointed, to sit on his throne. He seen this before, spake of the resurrection of Yahawah Hamashiach, that his soul was not left in hell, neither his flesh did see corruption. This Yahawah hath Yahawah raised up, whereof we all are witnesses. Right. So therefore, going further to show you that the Most High still loves Jacob, right? Because he raised up Yahawah, right? But also going back to what I was saying, that King David bloodline was very important, because the Lord set him up to be their bloodline, to be the rulers and the priesthood, right? Being the prophets for the whole entire kingdom. And so him saying that that Jacob is hated by the Most High now, and Esau is loved, right? It's pure blasphemy, right, against Yahawah and the things he stands for. Right. So let's go back to Sirach real quick. 47. Right, I only got a couple more and I end at 22. It says, but the Lord will never leave off his mercy, neither shall any of his works perish, neither will he abolish the posterity of his elect. And who is his elect? Right, we're going to get into it. And the seed of him that loveth him, he will not take away. Right, he will not take away, man. Right, this man don't know what he talking about. The Lord said he will not take away. Whereof he gave a remnant of Jacob, and out of him a root unto David. Let's go to Isaiah real quick. I'm just hitting them with jabs right now. Just getting hit left and right with jabs. Because you're not gonna make Yahawah and King David, or you're not gonna make King David and Yahawah worthless, man. Right? You basically making the statement that Jacob is being hated by the Most High now. He loves Esau. You make the whole Old and New Testament and Apocrypha null and void. So Isaiah 65 and 9. And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains. Nowhere in there says Esau. And my elect shall inherit it. So who's the elect? And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains, right? So out of Judah, right, my elect shall inherit it, and my servant shall dwell therein. Right? His servants being the elect, the Israelites. from all 12 nations, right? But it's only going to be a remnant, right, of that elect, because the whole state of the whole all 12 tribes is considered the elect, but it's an elect within that elect, which is the 144 and the 1/3, right? So the elect within the elect is going to be the ones to inherit it. Let's jump down to verse 22. I'm trying to make it a little quick, going straight to the point. Verse 22 of Isaiah 65, they shall not build and another inhabit it. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and my elect shall long enjoy the works of their hands, man. That's the promise that's coming to us, man. Right? Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. And it reads, for there shall arise false Christs, right, which means false anointed ones, right, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, in so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect, right? So that's more so going into, like the MOTB and the false prophets, right, telling you basically to go take the MOTB, it's okay, or telling you that the MOTB is sin, right? But I was bringing this out because there shall be false anointed people who basically claim that they're anointed by the Lord, but they're not, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, man. Right, getting on YouTube, stunting. Right. Behold, verse 25, behold, I have told you before, wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth, behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. Right? Don't believe this man who telling you these lies that Esau is being loved by the Most High and Jacob is being hated. Right? We're just going to end it in Revelations 21 and 12, just to hit them with the last dagger, that this is set up for the Israelites. Salvation is for us, and because the Lord loves us, not because he hates us. It just don't make no sense. And I had a wall, this Revelation 21 and 12, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon. All right, so it must be 12 Edomite dukes, dukes of Edom, that's going to be on the gates of the kingdom of heaven, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Dang. See, I thought bro was on to something. I thought he was on point. He was saying that Jacob is hated now by the Most High Yahawah, and Esau is loved. Right? Because in Revelation it says the 12 gates, right, are going to be, which are the names of are going to have names on them, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, not of the 12 tribes, or the 12 dukes of Israel, right? Which there wasn't even, we ain't even going to go into that, but all right. So this is Psalms 47, and I'm gonna end it. Right, the beautiness of our salvation, right, our promise, right, and that was given to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and not to the Caucasian race, which is Esau, Edom, the ones who rule the world today. And plenty of prophecies point towards them being the wicked, them being the Caucasian race. Plenty of scriptures point to them being hated by the Most High. This Psalms 47 and 4. I'll start from the top. All right. This is a psalm. It says, "O clap your hands, all ye people, shout unto Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua with the voice of trumpet, triumph. So For the Lord Yahawah Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us, right, under the Israelites, and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loved. Salah. Lord willing, Yahawah Ratazah Bahashim Yahawah Shai. This lesson was edifying. Shalom, DTA. Almost forgot. What is the present perfect tense? The present perfect tense is an English verb tense used for past actions that are related to or continue into the present. And that's the point, right? It is an English verb tense used to pass for past actions that are related to or continue in the present. It's easily recognized by the auxiliary verb or helper verb, right? I want to jump down to another point real quick. It says, of all English verb tense, the present perfect is one of the most complicated because there's not always a direct translation in other languages, right? So in other languages, because the scriptures was written in Hebrew, later on translated into the Greek, Latin, right, and later on into the English. Right, so this is why it's best to go into the Strong's Concordance to get definitions, man, to get the etymology of the word, the root of the word, right? And basically talking about the Romans 9:13, the man was saying, Jacob have I loved, and about all this crap about he went to school and all of this, right? So I have loved. If you look up I have loved, right, past tenses, right, loved being the main topic, right? It says present. It says loving, past, loved, past principle, participle, so like you loved, right? Conjunction of love, I love, he, she, it loves, right? Present continuous tense, I am loving. But here's the point. Present perfect tense, I have loved. Just as the scriptures was translated. Jacob, I have loved who I have loved, and Esau who I have hated. Right? This is a present perfect tense, right? And I was just showing you that the present perfect tense, right, is an English verb tense used for past actions that are related to or continue into the present, right? So either way it go, he's still wrong, right? Because it's still related to the present or continue into the present, right? So Romans 9:13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated, right? That is perfect, right? It's a present perfect tense, right? Which is an English verb tense used for past actions that are related to or continue into the present, right? So it's still continuing. The Lord still loves us. It still hates Esau, right? But let's go into that a little deeper, right? Now this is the New Testament, so it's going to be in Greek, right? So we're going to go into the Strong's Concordance, right? Have I loved, right? So the Greek word for that, before they translated into I have loved, right? The Greek word was
Strong's G25, agapao.
agapao. Outline of biblical uses of persons to welcome, to entertain, to be found of, to love dearly, right? So that's the meaning of that Greek word, to love dearly, right? Now, just like we was reading, some things, right, just are not easily translated. It says, of all English verb tense, the present perfect is one of the most complicated because there's not always a direct translation in other languages. Right, this is why research is very important. Right, so just like when you read in the prologue of Sirach, right, let me grab it so I don't botch it up. Right? This is the prologue of Sirach. Right? It says, for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. Right? This is why the etymology of the words, going back into the Greek, right, and going back into the Hebrew to get the etymology of the words is so important, right? Because translations, right, if you read further up, the translators apologize. It says, but still in the prologue of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to read it with, so like pardon us. Wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us wherein we may seem to come short of some words which we have labored to interpret. For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. Right. So again, right, don't get caught up on the translations. Right. Go back into the root words. Right. Now let's dive deeper into the root word of this. Right. G5368.
Strong's G 5368. Phileo. Phileo.
Right. Outline of biblical uses: to love, to approve of. Right. We was approved of. Right. And Lord willing, I'm part of that number. Right. Being presented as those virgins. Right. Definition: it says to be a friend to, right, fond of. Right. So again, Jacob being loved, right, dearly, being loved dearly by the Most High Yahawah. Right. And I have hated, right. It says to hate, pursue with hatred, detest, to be hated, detested. Right. The Greek word, Greek Strong's Concordance 3404.
Strong's G 3404. Messiah. Messiah.
Right. Definition. Right. It says from a primary hatred, to detest, especially to persecute, by extensions, right, to love less, hateful, right. An act, extensions, right, an act or instance of extending, lengthening, stretching out, or enlarging the scope of something. Right, so the definition was by extension, right? To love less, right? So the Lord extended His hatred out for Esau, that he vice versa, right? So again, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, but again, this is why etymology of the words and going into the root words is so very important. Shalom and DTA.